Hello, happy bro bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Ken Bozak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Ken Bozak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. Some Ken bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get your Ken Bozak.
And we're live, Bros.
Hey, welcome to the show. We're live. How's it going?
How goes it? Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hey, Miss Teen Crypto, Joe Juice, D&B, everybody in the chat. What's going on? Plays what? Trevor, and a bunch of names I cannot pronounce.
That's crazy.
My co-host is here, as always, Nathan from Super World.
What's up?
And we have our two bros in the chat today. Thanks for coming on the show. Much appreciated. Canvas NFT. And you guys are helping people put NFTs on Binance Smart Chain. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, that's correct.
So I guess if you want, take a chance to introduce yourselves one at a time. You can play rock, paper, scissors for who goes first.
Let's do it. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay, you go first.
Okay, so hello everyone. So my name is Alex. I'm basically the community manager of Canvas NFT and basically the project itself. This guy here, he's the owner, and he's paying me to handle all the stuff going on around.
So did you just beat your boss in rock, paper, scissors in live? That's a bad move, bro.
That's gonna be cooking the way.
It's not smart.
So I'm sorry. Go on.
He's not going to fire you on air, but just wait.
Yeah, just go ahead.
I was thinking.
Not like. We'll talk afterwards.
Yeah, so basically our idea is to allow for artists, both and collectors to unite and create one unique collection of a lot of NFTs, which will be created on and minted on the Binance Smart Chain. And then we will store them on IPFS. As basically his inspiration, I think, was the fact that a lot of artists cannot mint on the blockchain and don't have the access to it, you know? So we decided to introduce a way that it's easy for people to buy the canvas, put their artwork on it, and then just upload it on the blockchain. You know?
Yeah, and just make a profit out of it.
I like that you're definitely highlighting the IPFS. A lot of these platforms don't even want to educate the artist on the technology that is as basic as IPFS. So I think that's really important. I guess, since you had a chance to introduce yourself, let's go and introduce you, man. Let people know maybe what inspired you to create Canvas NFT.
So basically, my name's Kauyan.
I'm as Alex said, I'm the owner. I'm actually the co-owner. The other owner couldn't actually participate in the podcast. So my basic idea was looking at Ethercards and Hashmask, which were my inspiration for doing this. I wanted to provide another platform where artists, as he said, could actually participate in this, and they can perform their own art. They can actually provide the whole world with ideas regarding their own art. They can make stuff like this, for example, and they can upload it, and they can therefore then they can actually sell them online, and they can reach the entire world. That's my basic idea for.
So why Binance Smart Chain? What was the deciding factor? Because there's so many blockchains now that facilitate NFT technology. I'm just curious, what was the deciding factor that made you go with Binance Smart Chain?
Well, here it was my push for Binance because he wanted to go for Ethereum because of the Solidity network and everything. But I just prefer Binance because of the fees and everything is so cheap, because if you want to mint on Ethereum network right now, it costs it's ridiculous. It costs like $50-$60 just to mint an NFT, and if you want to sell some cheap NFTs for the community and allow everybody to participate, this is not the place to do so. So I advise that we can use Solidity in creating a project on the Binance Smart Chain and using the same technology for on a cheaper rate.
Yeah, basically it's all because of the gas fee, because Binance gas fee is so much cheaper, and we just wanted to make sure that people could actually buy more, because the gas fee would be actually the restriction for buying more canvases. So we actually, as he said, he pushed for this, and we decided to go with it because people would be more entangled with it.
Yep.
There's some really good projects on Binance. I mean, we have a friend who is with a finance company who has things on Ethereum and Binance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of interesting. I see people exploring both. But have you guys seen any clear advantages arise that you hadn't anticipated from going with Binance?
Well, actually, the launch of Binance Marketplace, that's huge for us. I mean, we're actually going to push, and we're already discussing of ways how we're going to promote on Binance Marketplace.
You're easily going to be one of the first projects on there, right? So that's the main advantage right now to building on the Binance Smart Chain is being some of the only projects that exist to be listed on that marketplace right now.
Yeah. That's actually a great advantage for us, because we can, as you said, we're going to be one of the first ones to actually go onto the Binance Marketplace, and see such a huge platform. We expect to have lots of users, basically both collectors and artists.
So what kind of hiccups have you had to overcome to get as far as you already have? Being kind of the first to get into this Binance Smart Chain market for NFTs, anything that you had to any challenges that you had to overcome that you weren't expecting, and just curious how you overcame it to get this far?
Well, basically, as I said, he is the owner, but I have been running all the technical part behind it. So for me, it was very hard to find decent developers who can create something on the Solidity blockchain. And actually, I had to use sites like Upwork to find some more people and help me to create the smart contract, because that seemed to be the hardest part, because we have two sites, we have a minting phase, then we have uploading phase to IPFS, and then we have the repeating cycle 8 times. And then this smart contract closes for good. And this part was very, let's say, challenging for me as an organizer to do this. And yeah, you can share what it found difficult on your end.
Afterwards, as he said, it was kind of difficult to find the proper developers to do this. But afterwards, I have to say that both Alex and the developers he found, they did an outstanding job. They did the entire platform and everything, the smart contract said, all the other stuff in such a small amount of time. They did an absolutely amazing job. Well done, Alex.
Well, that's another advantage that you have that a lot of people that, are kind of probably new to the space that don't really think about it. I've been around for, since 2015. So I definitely, as soon as you said that, I was thinking, well, you already have the major advantages having the developers. Like you mentioned, there's already a drought. It's already hard enough to find developers. The fact that you have found the ones that you already have given you an advantage over every project that wants to come into Binance Smart Chain, because the developers are already hired by projects like yourself. So it's going to be interesting to see competition grow with a lack of development in this space. So it's already probably another major advantage you have. So good job there, especially going with the Binance Smart Chain again, kind of having, I don't want to say, a monopoly on the developers, because that's not the case, but there's so limited amount of people out there that can code for this stuff. it's not hard to kind of gobble up what's available.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, we hit the jackpot with the developers. I have to say that. Like they did, as I said, they did an outstanding job. And
like currently we're working on the phase which is the marketplace inside our website, which is going to be local and will allow for everybody to like trade locally without any fees in a way to exchange their NFTs. And but since this was our initial idea, which was before Binance announced their NFT marketplace, but we still will decide to keep this stuff working. And in the future, once phase 2 ends for the first batch, we're going to put live the collectors page, which will allow for you to see all of the collections and sort them in different ways by artist, by time produced and different owners. So in a way, it will allow you for a good sorting and filtering in all of the collections that you have for Canvas NFT. And in the future, of course, we will try to implement in the marketplace to allow for trading of all other projects on Binance Chain, just allow a marketplace for free exchange.
Do you guys see yourselves using any other chains in the future?
Well, we were thinking Wax, but yeah, but you know, the logic that we need for Canvas NFT is quite different. And as you said, the developers are very hard to find, and Solidity is like the main, you know, network for working. And then for Wax developers, you need EOS developers, which are like impossible. I mean, it was impossible.
Unicorns,
yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know how people find these people, but yeah.
You gotta pay the ones at platforms that exist, and you gotta convince them through emails and copious amounts of Wax to come work for you. We couldn't find anyone who could handle this task, and that's why we wanted to go with a language that is more common for developers, like Solidity, like the main one.
Well, there's a lot of interoperability coming to Binance, especially with the recent Ethereum bridge to Binance Smart Chain NFTs. Have you thought about incorporating the interoperability at all, and how to kind of like use that as an advantage?
I don't think we've actually thought about this, but we might actually go into discussing this on a later stage, because currently, as he said, we're actually developing the marketplace, and we're focusing our efforts both on the marketplace and on developing our utility token, which Alex can actually tell you more about.
Yeah, I wanted to get into the utility side, because that's a lot of the things people, when we talk about NFTs, the mind immediately goes to collecting or art or whatever the case may be, but they don't really think about the utility that art has. You know, when you look at a dollar bill, an artist designed that, and the utility behind that art is it's a currency. You can buy something with it, goods and services. So yeah, let's dive into a little bit about what Canvas is doing with the utility token and what utility you can provide.
So basically, here we got some ideas based on the meme token, if you know, meme pineapple.
Yeah. Don't buy meme.
Don't buy meme. Yeah. So our idea was to allow for some utility, because our general utility first, let's say, is that we allow for you to put your artwork on the web, to go on the blockchain, carry it on IPFS, and then we allow for this publicity, because I know for sure that Koyan, for one, is talking already with some galleries in Berlin and in other big cities in Europe.
Where we want to go to digital galleries so that all this artwork can actually be exposed to the more public. And precisely in Berlin, because I know for sure that Berlin is one of the places to actually go for digital art.
So basically what our point there is that once we have this utility for the user so they can upload their artwork there, we are going to promote it and allow for other people to see. So because we have the collector's editions, because let's say you are not an artist but you want to get one piece, so you buy it as a collector, you know, but because you have two different sides. If you buy it as a collector, in the end of the period, the phase 2, you're going to receive a random artwork from a high school prodigy. A surprise, yeah, which will be from a high school prodigy to a masterclass artist, you know, and we're going to pay for some people for, let's say, $50 per artwork. Some people are going to pay $2,000 to $3,000. I don't know. I mean, he's the boss, he's paying them. So But I know for sure that we have some famous names already.
Well, I like that you have that kind of a vast artist distribution where, like you said, it's sort of like up and coming artists to known established artists. That's that whole rising tide raises all ships by being able to throw them all into one thing. Imagine if you're a high school prodigy being able to put your art next to Beeple's in Christie's auction house. That's really empowering that you're doing that for up and coming artists.
It raises the value of the smaller artist's work too, and ultimately for your smaller investment, over the long run, you make more money because you're elevating that person. Their stuff's going to resell for higher for just being associated with the other artists,
right?
And it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. These become those giant artists just because you selected them at some point, or because they selected you too.
Yeah, and then for the other one, so if you're an artist, you have to upload your own artwork there. So for this part, we're going to use phase 2. And in phase 2, you have to download the canvas. You have to paint it on your computer. You create the digital artwork, and then you upload it. You upload your IPFS to our system. We review this, and then once the smart contract closes, these changes will be permanent, like no more.
So this will prevent what we've been seeing on a lot of other marketplaces with like counterfeit art or stolen art or fake art, stuff like that, using a DAO to kind of vote on it. I wanted to bring up here, so I have the Canvas NFT live sale, and when I hover my mouse over it, it changes. I see, look, it's like there's the statue and then titties. I don't know. And then this one's like some really crazy cartoonified graffiti art style. So what is happening here when I scroll over with my mouse to show the Vector Canvas NFT, and then it changes into like this colorful art, and then I have the Pixel Canvas NFT. It does the same thing when I move my mouse over it. What's happening here?
So basically, you have 4 different types of canvases. That's the GIF one, the Vector, the 4K, and the HD one. And basically, they're giving you a preview of what can actually happen. Because when you hover with the mouse over the canvas, you get the blank canvas first of all, and then when you hover over it, you get like a representation of what can actually happen.
That's just the demo version of our artist who made, so we can give like some general idea of what you can expect. Like, let's say you get a GIF and you can expect something, let's say, which will be moving, something which will be animated. If you select the Vector one, you can expect something that's made exactly in Vector format, so it's only using correct shapes and stuff like this. And then for the GIF one, for the Pixel one, you have only pixels. So we're just giving behind some demo versions which are not going to be actually on the canvases.
Right.
These were just drawn to show examples of the people what they can expect. And actually, once the people fill out their application form, let's say you're an artist you cannot afford a canvas and you don't want to be a collector. So you can just apply as an artist without paying anything. It's free. You can apply. We have our team who will review this application, and then you say, let's say I can craft 10 canvases. I charge $50 per canvas. If you want to hire me, you have to pay me $500 for all your 10 canvases, And we have this list. We have their example artworks, and we're going to vote on who will be hired to create the first batch of canvases, And then when phase 2 ends, we're going to upload these artworks onto the blockchain with the IPFS. So then, when you buy it now, you're not gonna see anything. You're just gonna see the blank canvas,
Right, like when you buy a canvas from the art store right now, it's just a blank canvas. You have to do something.
Exactly, yeah.
And then you get the surprise, as Alex mentioned.
Right, the airdrop, which is pretty cool, man. I think having different types of canvases is going to help a lot. Establish a lot moving forward as far as like standards go, because right now it's all chaos and everything's up in the air. But when you go to an art store right now, an arts and crafts store, if you're using oil paint, you're looking for a very specific canvas. If you're using pastel, you're looking for a different type of canvas. Depending on what kind of art you want to make is dependent on what canvas you're going to pick up at the store that day. I feel like having digital canvases with those themes or features or whatever involved is actually helping with a filter out, like you were mentioning earlier, being able to like filter things like, oh, I want a vector file art, or I want GIF image art, or I can easily filter that out on the marketplace. I'm just curious why I don't see anything like Blender or the 3D kind of an art. You know, when you go into certain I don't know, what's it, OpenSea I think is like the only one really, but I can like move my art around and like look at the bottom of the shoe or like look at the top and the side. Is that some kind of like view portal that you are working on, something where I can interact with my NFT?
Yeah, to play with it.
That's precisely like, and we're actually discussing with the development team whether we can actually make this 3D artwork, but that's going to be on a later stage, and we think that we might actually change some of the canvases out, for example, 3D canvases, or like 1 or 2 more,
which will be implemented in the more expensive batches,
of course,
because it will cost us more budget to finance this kind of artworks. Because right now, let's say, because his idea is basically not to push for advertisement right now. Because our canvases are very cheap, you know, they're just 0.1 BNB.
I saw that all of them, they're all the same price, no matter what kind of art you're looking to do, it's all the same price.
Yes, and the second batch will be 0.2, you know, and we'll have the same costs actually for creating these artworks, you know. So actually in the beginning, if we sell out too much, we'll have a lot of costs in the beginning to cover for all the different artworks we have to pay. Because like, you know that we have to pay at least, let's say $50-$100 for each canvas to be portraited by somebody, because we have some requirements in this and we have to meet up to that, you know. So basically we have our PR agent who is reviewing these applications, and in the end she'll decide like basically which will be the guys who will be working on the first batch once it ends. So we have, for example, 100 pieces sold, and we know we have to file up for 60 of them are made collector editions, you know. So for these 60 NFTs, we'll have to actually get the work done by our artists and pay for their service, you know, on this. So in this point, we have already some people who are very famous, and they're going to charge us a couple of $1,000s for one canvas, but it's still worth, and we think it's going to incentivize people later into the project.
This is a really different way to engage with the collectors and the artists. You know, I don't really know many I don't know any marketplace that's kind of doing this in the NFT space. There's a few legacy platforms that you can go out and do certain things that are kind of like this, but it doesn't involve any NFT or blockchain or anything. I guess the most remedial comparison would be like Fiverr almost, right? Like you can hire an artist to create art that you necessarily are looking for specifically, except now I could have this done, and when I, you know, kind of get that canvas and hire the art and get the art made, it's all done into the NFT space. Are the artists that are being like worked with in this sense, how are the royalties and commissions worked out on the secondary market side of things?
So basically we're going to include 10%, which will be split 9% for the owner of the canvas, and 1% will go to the artist who is creating the canvas there. So we're not taking anything on our end for the secondary market. We don't want to be abusing the secondary market in a way, and we think it's fair enough that we get the money on the mint side. So we just decide to give the commission only to the owner and to the artist who originally created.
So you aren't even taking a marketplace commission?
No.
That's a first too. I don't know. Do you, Nathan? Can you think of another marketplace?
I was just trying to think. Like, I think it's an original idea. I think that it provides a lot of incentive for people to use the platform, which is really what you want. You want user activity. I mean, we just so I think that's what you're going to get with that.
Our profits on taking the commission. We have already calculated that based on the pricing and the means that we're going to make, it's totally legit and totally enough for the project to scale up. And then in the future, from selling rights to galleries into our places, we're going to still make money from this. So we don't need the secondary market, can be for the users.
We're actually looking for a long-term profit. We're not currently engaged with the short-term. And we actually want to grow our community in a more organic way. So basically,
yeah, that's how you get love involved in your project, and that's how you build real communities. You're letting people appreciate you by giving them something in return for using your product. But that's the thing, like, it's pretty original. So I don't know if, I think people are going to use it regardless, but that extra incentive is going to push people over the edge because there's a lot of competition for marketplaces.
We are not taking any commission for the secondary market for Canvas NFTs. So if the people use the marketplace for other NFTs, they're going to have some commission on the marketplace for trading, but they're not going to have commission for trading Canvas NFTs on the platform.
Just for foreign ones, where they.
So and our idea here, for the utility token that we mentioned earlier, is that actually you're going to be able to stake your Canvas NFT on our website.
Oh,
And
perfect.
yeah, and this you generate like in a type, like if you know, actually you know our planet and stuff like this. It allows for staking. So basically, we're going to allow for people to stake and generate a utility token, which will be used for paying the trading fees on the marketplace and for some NFT drops in the future that we provide. So it will be used in both like utility token for low fees and for no trading fees in the end, and also for some incoming drops, which we're going to give out in the future once we launch the second phase of the project.
Will you be airdropping your utility token, sort of how like Uniswap or what was that, Paint, if people were making it?
No, you're going to be stake. We're going to have a limited supply, and you're going to be able to stake your Canvas NFT. And each canvas will be able to generate a fixed amount of utility over a certain period of time. So each canvas will have a fixed. Every canvas will have the same staking.
Regardless of how much, because I know the canvases increase in value over time. Like right now it's 0.1, but I think it ends at like 13 BNB each.
Exactly.
Will they be worth more?
Yes, exactly. Batch 1 has the same price, the same utility token generation, and then batch 2 has an increase, but it's the same for the whole batch.
Got you. So the batches are locked into what they earn for staking, but each batch is different.
Yes.
All right, because that's what I was thinking. The price is going up. The staking rewards would probably be going up as well.
Yeah. No, they're interconnected. They're also exponentially growing, like the price of the canvas and the staking price.
Oh yeah, dude. I think what you're doing is exactly what more projects need to do. Finding ways for people to be able to earn the utility token through whatever mechanism. Obviously, staking NFTs when you can figure out like what they're worth and kind of iron out the tokenomics, which I'm sure you are probably still working on, or have you ironed out the tokenomics?
The tokenomics for the utility token, the developers are working on it, but they have left, function open in the smart contract, which will allow us to connect the utility token to the smart contract.
Okay.
So we already have put the part that we're going to be able to stake Canvas NFT, and you're going to be able to input your utility token here. So basically, we're going to input this there in the smart contract, and people will be able to start staking onto the smart contract and receive.
Where's the staking fall into the roadmap? When do you assume like that would be a functioning utility on the platform?
I think around batch 2, maybe batch 2. That's because, as you said, the developers are actually currently working on that. So
right, I mean, nobody's doing this other than our planet. There's nobody that's doing anything like this. So that's why I'm asking, because I assume it would take a fucking while, man. It's going to be a lot of hard work.
Take a while, but it's going to drive sales like crazy.
Not so long, because I had a call with them a few days ago, and what I heard from them was quite optimistic. I mean that probably by the end of July, they would be able to provide this utility, which is, for me, this is a very short term delivery frame.
Which is actually precisely when batch 3 would be released, because each of the batches is like the first phase of each batch is 45 days, which is when you can actually mint each of the canvases. And then you have a 15-day period of time, which is when you can actually upload all the stuff. And so it gives you a 60-day period for each of the batches. So it's about July, let's say.
Oh, that's a good window too. So you have like 60-day windows in between to kind of look at like your stats and scale accordingly.
Yeah.
Actually, the fun thing here is that the less people buy, the less people buy from each batch, the more scarcity we're gonna have on all our canvases, because we have planned a total supply of maximum of 13,337 canvases, but this is the maximum possible supply. If the people don't mint them all through the phase 1, we're just going to burn everything else. So let's say they burn in the next 15 days, we sell only, let's say, a total of 100 canvases. The rest, 2,900 will be burned.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And this is going to increase, I think, the value.
And the price is going to go up.
Well, of course, because if, like you said, if only 100 people instead of the 2,000 kind of get involved, the increased scarcity after the fact, and this is sort of like a game of chicken or something. Because obviously,
I was trying to think about
if all of them sell out, exactly. Is it as good as if only 100 of them were sold? Which one is the better outcome for everybody? It's like, who knows?
Yeah, I was just playing with that in my head a little bit, and I was getting lost in it. I think it's cool.
Do we want them to sell out, or we only want like 5 of them to be sold. So we're the super scarce collection.
Yeah, or do I buy 2 and burn 1? Are they burnable by the buyer?
Yeah, can I burn it myself?
I mean, could I buy them all? Like, say if there was 10, could I buy 10, burn 9, and then get all the benefit of owning 1?
Yeah, you can do that. And actually, what a friend of ours is already doing, he bought a few canvases like an artist, like 5 of them, and he's going to create his own collection within the canvases. So he's making some kind of warriors. I'm not sure what kind of some epic warrior figures, you know, and he's going to make them like, let's say, John, and call them like 5 different names and have his mini collection of canvases within our collection.
Yeah, you can also...
And his idea is to be like the only artist to provide this. But of course, some other people will already follow this idea and create their own ideas inside. But still, we allow for this creativity inside, and it's unlimited.
Yeah, and besides, you can actually name your own canvases, as he said, to whatever you want. So we can actually develop your own not marketplace. You can actually develop your own artworks, which are
in a collection way. Which, let's say, you call them the Bro Bros from Canvas NFT, you know, and you have Bro 1 Canvas NFT, Bro 2, you know, and you can have them like your own guys there. Just.
I'm trying to play around with that in my head a little bit and play like it sounds way too gamified for me almost. Like I'm like there's a lot of possibilities.
It's too good.
Here. Yeah. There's a lot that can be done, especially like what you said, like putting my own collection into the canvas itself. It's like sharding an NFT or forking it. I don't even know. It's a whole new thing. I don't know. There's nothing that can relate to it. But
you're spooning with it.
Yes.
You're spooning the. That's what I like.
Creating my own collection within the canvas.
Yeah.
Increase the price of your own canvases or your actual collection. Like each of your canvases can actually increase in value because they're part of an internal collection.
Oh, and I guess I would imagine other people could do this to other canvases and create a collection within that of them with it. So I could, if
I was just thinking, I could get like 5 of them, get all my artist friends together, like the 5 highest selling, and we have a collection together or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's our idea. We want to promote like local people to just create their own small collections within.
Cool.
Just focus on their own type of, like, for example, I really want to see somebody doing some Mortal Kombat stuff there, you know. I have my shirt here, you know. And yeah, like the GIF one was not the GIF, the Pixel one actually. The demo version was inspired by me because I really wanted, like, if you see, it's like actually a guy with a big dagger and he's like killing the other guy. So it's like he's killing the big canvas statue, if you see.
Yeah, I see the sword going right through his heart.
Yeah, exactly. So I just want to see something like this, more of it. It's really brutal. I really love it.
I know an artist named T3D who has some sadistic shit for sale in like 6 marketplaces. So let's get Ted involved over here.
I was thinking about him when we were toying with the notion of like a 3D canvas.
Yeah, we're going to put this for batch 3 probably, not for batch 2, because it will cost us, like, I just see how much it costs. He wants to go live with that next
faster, but it's gonna take. Currently, we're actually focused on the marketplace and the utility token, so maybe the 3D would be some further time apart. Maybe batch 4, maybe then the batch 3. We don't know.
Where are you based out of? I'm curious because it seems like every other day we don't know where every other country can go with like what is legal and illegal. And I'm just curious, like, has there been any like business moves that you've had to make sure like everything's like, you know, on the up and up?
We registered our company in Malta because it's the cheapest place to register, and we don't have to pay there any taxes for this artwork. So basically, on the legal part, what we have agreed on is that once you purchase your canvas as an artist, if you fail to provide an artwork during the period, you just lose your rights to the canvas. I mean, we are entitled to burn it during this period if you fail to provide it in phase 1. Let's say phase 1 ends, phase 2 begins, and you haven't provided your
wow, you really took away scalping. Like there's
I was just thinking like I can't just buy them and sit on them for sure.
People that stuff.
Yeah,
you can buy them as a collector, and like that wouldn't happen because artists would actually feel your work. But if you buy them as an artist and you don't do anything, like
right, but that's what I mean. The artist won't be ripped off by people that are technically collectors pretending to be artists to flip it to another artist.
Yeah, but that's the idea, because artists, we want to inspire them to actually provide something that they're actually going to be good at. So we actually inspire them to provide some really good stuff.
Yeah, it incentivizes artists not to be lazy. Like,
yeah,
like and to like really work
No,
and go after it.
You can be lazy. You can submit your lazy artwork as long as you submit it, and as long as it's like submitted there, we're going to upload it. But like if you don't submit anything in the 15-day period, like you're just not entitled to anything. We cannot upload anything there anyway, and we just don't want to have a blank canvas in a collection. So we have this function in the smart contract, which will allow us to burn it and send it to the burn numbers.
Yeah, there's nothing like a blank spot.
Yeah, this is just to protect the community from having some trolling individuals inside.
Yeah.
No, it's smart.
Yeah.
It's
like having a parking spot that no one's allowed to use, but it's like right there.
So I guess to kind of jump into the competition side, is there anybody that you're aware of in the Binance Smart Chain platform space that's, because I'm not super familiar with Binance Smart Chain, so I'm not, I don't know if there's anybody doing anything like this with Binance Smart Chain, but do you have any kind of like competition or anybody that you would consider working in the same?
I don't think there's anyone actually doing this kind of stuff like with both artists and collectors. I'm not sure. I think we're actually pioneering in the with the Binance Chain side.
I mean, our idea in the beginning was just to focus on an aspect of the blockchain which is not yet taken over, and we see the demand here and the need for people to be able to upload their artwork in an easy way, because not everybody knows how to use the blockchain. I mean, for me it seems easy. For some people it's like so, and then you have some people who are just frustrated and don't want to use this technology. So we just want to allow them to be able to use it.
Well, that's what I was thinking. You guys are not just pioneering on Binance Smart Chain. If you were to come to Wax or even go to Ethereum, there, as far as I know, with those blockchains, nobody's doing something like this in the sense where it's almost like a multi-collection in one collection. Like you're limited to the 13,300 and some canvases. But the amount of different collections that can be inside of that is like sort of game breaking. Like I get it. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it if people don't understand it by just listening. But like, yeah, I could see where this could go in a bigger way, especially by being able to add the collections to the canvases themselves. Like, do you think that this potentially could become, a lot bigger than you're prepared to handle right now?
We're hoping to.
Actually,
a big problem.
The biggest,
you want good problems.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
The most important, like the biggest for me, internal collection thing that you were mentioning right now is, I think the fact that, let's say you now decide you have the opportunity and you decide to buy 50 canvases, and then after batch 8 is gone, let's say you have the biggest collection, you have 50 artist NFTs, which are Ken Bozaks, and no other artist has ever purchased so many canvases in his collection. So let's say you just decide to pull up and have the biggest collection in the canvas NFT community there. So this is easily achievable in the first batch because it's cheaper. If you decide to do this on the 5th batch, it will cost you a lot more money to do that. So you can accumulate your canvases early on, but still you have to submit your artwork in the phasing period, of course.
So what kind of art wouldn't make that submission process? Is there
stick figures,
not safe for work, clip art? I'm just curious.
So
banana tape to a wall.
Anything offensive, like also with the names we have, I think we've actually input in
smart contracts. That's something we have input, like some swear words and like, let's say, the N-word and some other offensive words, which are just not necessary for this kind of project, I think. We have just ruled them out, and when you attempt to name your canvas like this, you're just gonna get an error. You're not gonna be able to. We have figured all these combinations with one letter, with everything possible, just to avoid this type of community. And we are going to post the guidelines, which will be for artists, like some basic guidelines. If you follow these guidelines, your artwork is gonna be fine. We're going to post it in a few weeks, in like next week probably. Because we want to finalize some details there, and I just want to check with the marketing director.
But is Canvas NFT like not safe for work friendly? Because I do know a lot of people that are getting into this space, but their art's considered not safe for work or
like nudity or something,
right?
Which is a commonly accepted part of the art world in a lot of ways. But now merging with the internet, who knows?
Our GIF is actually with the boobs out. So
yeah, I don't think that would be. If it's not offensive to anyone in any way, I think it's gonna be.
In
fine.
a way, yeah. I mean, basically, if it's naked, if it's some kind of grotesque, some blood, some stuff like this, everything is fine. I mean.
And also, as Alex said, we're going to our team is actually going to review all the canvases that are being sent there and that are actually going to be uploaded. So if there's anything we actually consider inappropriate anyway, we're going
to review it.
We're going to review it. We're
Cool.
going to send
Do
it
you
back.
see the review process becoming more of a decentralized process by creating a DAO? So the utility token could also be part of the voting process?
That way people don't feel like
exactly.
it's just opinion based, you know.
We want to keep this part centralized in for now because we don't have like this big community and we're not so famous already, and we don't have this huge growth that we can say, okay, we can focus and allow the community to vote on this. We want to keep it centralized for the decision making of the canvas because like we have all the best intentions to choose the best artworks. I mean, we have no intentions on choosing some artworks which are not.
Yeah, a small DAO is easily manipulable to the point where people could probably say they would vote on inappropriate and offensive stuff to be created just because it's easy to troll small projects with small security or small DAOs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly. That's why I just don't think we want to implement it at this stage. And centralization for this type of thing is okay. I mean, you have the.
I agree, but I just wanted to mention it because it's people that are getting into the space. They want too much decentralization to where they're going to have a bad time. And I think that not every step of every project necessarily needs to be decentralized, at least not out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Even this thing where like a lot of people in this space want to know like, all right, well, where's all this money going? Where does this go? It's like, it's like businesses in some ways aren't allowed to turn a profit or aren't allowed. It's a little weird. So we do need to like adjust our expectations a little bit, I think, for sure.
Well, actually, that's what I'm looking. We were looking for some ideas, of course, from all the projects on all the blockchains. I mean, we are not some kind of geniuses coming out of the sky here. Basically. Yeah. So what I really liked about Our Planet, the game, because I'm a player there. I'm actually the creator of the baby whales. If you have heard it, it's one.
Really?
Inside.
I've seen the baby whales.
Basically, but so from there I saw some basic ideas which they have missed on centralization. Let's say our pool that we made, they didn't centralize this and they didn't allow for users to pull together, let's say. And what we get this as a concept which we can implement is exactly that. You can, let's say, pool with 10 of your friends, buy 10 canvases together and make your 10 artworks in one collection, you know?
Yeah.
You can just get them on 10 different addresses, but then add them to the same collection. So this, in a way, will totally bring up the opportunity for a lot of people from not so wealthy ranks to be able to join the artist community and to show out their love for the art.
Socioeconomic interoperability.
Absolutely.
Oh, because that's I think a thing that some, like, I guess chains and even platforms don't really provide, is this, like, you know, it's like not everybody needs an equal outcome, but people do need an equal opportunity. And especially in the art community, there's a lot of like starving artists. So it's just cool to provide as much incentive and also reward as possible.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to.
Yeah, I think so. I think this program looks amazing.
We have even made a giveaway of 4 of our canvases, which I just have to note, we have not yet transferred to the accounts of the winners because the developers are currently in a break because it's a holiday season here. So next week, this will be transferred to the winners of the giveaway. And we're planning some other giveaways before the end of the batch of this first batch, So, people can stay tuned to our Twitter account.
See, that's what I was thinking. Why burn what doesn't sell and not just buy it from yourself to use as giveaways or marketing?
Airdrop it.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, you don't have to burn them. You could buy them from yourself, whatever doesn't sell, and use that as marketing material. Or
let a future DAO vote on kind of what's done with that, which would kind of be interesting too, adding some more utility to the utility token.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, we prefer the burn mechanism there because, I mean, that's once the batch is done. So let's say during the batch, we're going to make some giveaways, but like once the final number is, let's say, reached, and you know, like you were saying, it's a game of chicken. So let's say you see that only 30 canvases are sold, let's say, and it's like 1 hour remaining, you know, and you're like, nice man, you know, I got like 15 of them. And then we announce like, okay, we're giving away the other 2,000 to the people. And you're like,
all right, I see what you're saying.
So we just want to keep the scarcity. Scarcity is always the best, you know. If your scarcity,
scarcity brings you more money because that would be more valuable for you.
We don't want to be throwing out the stuff randomly, and actually, yeah. So if you don't have access to the money, when you apply as an artist, we pay you to make the canvas. You apply, we pay you for this, and then you get a % from the collection resale on the second market. I mean, that's the best you can hope for, I think. As an artist who doesn't have access to giving to the blockchain and doesn't have access to like a big community which he can promote in a way.
Well, I know you, since you mentioned our planet and sort of somewhat what you're building up is possible to gamify in the same sense as like sort of how we, you know, take the Ether, burn it, create NFTs that are utility NFTs within. Is there like, because Binance Smart Chain is still relatively new to the NFT side of things, is this something that you have thought about creating sort of like a similar game around the platform and the tokens?
We've actually discussed it, but we haven't decided on the final answer basically.
Because what we have as a basic concept for such a gamified will depend on if we think about making a batch in the later stage, which is not yet qualified how it will be made. But basically our NFTs will have like HP and they will have like attack power, you know, and they will be, let's say, classified only Mortal Kombat NFTs. So these ones, they'll have special, let's say we'll announce it for batch 6 or batch 5. It will depend on our progress. But of course, let's say it's batch 5. All the canvases will be made in this utility and they will follow this trade. So let's say everybody who is participating there will have to follow this particular reasoning, which will be for batch 5. So when you say how we're going to make our artwork, you're going to have to follow the guidelines for each of the batches that we made.
See, the thing that came to my mind was taking that utility token, burning it to generate a frame for my canvas that would increase the staking power of the canvas. So now I have a canvas, and if I take the utility token and burn a certain amount, I get a frame, and depending on what frame I get, depends on how much more I can earn staking that canvas, because I have a frame on it.
Okay.
Man, you're a genius. Thank you for that, actually.
Fuck yeah, I did a thing.
Nice.
There you go.
I get myself
I think
one of
I just
these.
lost my job, man.
No, I just added one more thing to your to-do list, and I'm sorry.
This show gives out one freebie a day. Ken gives out like $1 million idea to somebody each day, and it's a public service. It's like whoever can make it first.
But I mean, I my greed factor is that's how I would like to use this. I think it would be really cool to have my if I'm staking a canvas and I'm earning a utility token, and one of those utilities is burn that token to generate a frame to increase the value of the staking of the canvas. I mean that just
Amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah. They've gamified it into like a self-sustaining environment all of a sudden.
Right, and then now you can have all these artists creating different frames, and I could either purchase the frames by burning it from that artist, and there's so much that can be done. But that's what I mean when it comes to this. Like my mind's running a mile a minute right now.
Yeah.
But there's just so much potential.
Thank you for this. That's an amazing thing.
Nice suggestion.
Actually, that's the good part about our project is that it's so long term. I mean, our budget is going to end next year at like after a year and a half maybe. So we have this long period of time to finalize everything on the smart contract and the utility token, which is like currently being worked on. So like this thing that you just mentioned, like when I go next week to these guys, I'm just going to like, guys, hey, we just got this idea, can you implement it into a smart contract, you know? And they're going to be like, okay, we can work it in a way, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I mean, that's awesome.
Well, if you want to rebrand from Canvas to Canvas, you can.
Canvas. I was just gonna say, send Ken a bunch of that token. That'll be good.
Nice. You can make your unique collection within to be Canvas.
I'm so mad I said it out loud already. I should have kept that one to myself. Oh shit. I guess to wrap things up, is there anything that you wanted to make sure we got to discuss, or anything that you were looking forward to talking about the project that we haven't had a chance to get out in the open?
Yeah, or like, do you want to discuss like religion or politics or anything special too while we're at it?
No.
Basically, as a community manager, I just want to reach out to everyone and tell you to join the Telegram and just ask any questions you have. I'm there 24/7 almost. I sleep like 6 hours a day. I love being on the space and like being on the workspace. For me, it's very fun. I enjoy it. And I think that a lot of questions will arise when people start buying, and because it's a little bit complicated, maybe for the artists who don't know how to use MetaMask, how to use Trust Wallet and everything like this. So we are open to all these questions inside Telegram. If anybody wants to needs help with this and has any questions about the project, we're always happy to
also read the Medium article. So there's also loads of information on the Medium article. We can actually post it.
Yeah, we can send it in the chat. Actually,
send it in the chat. I'll just send it right now. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because it covers the basics of how you can work out the whole project, the whole logic actually of the project.
Okay. I'm on your main website. I'm just trying to see if I could find it here. And I went to the bottom and I only got Discord, Twitter, Instagram, and Telegram. Might want to add the Medium article to the bottom of your website.
The website is currently being reworked totally because we have to implement the new marketplace section, which we actually have to run on a new engine, and the whole UI will be changed. So basically what you're seeing now will be gone in
not just the
a few months maximum.
Yeah. It will be changed in a bit, maybe 1 month.
Okay, let's not give time frames because I can't.
Don't give time frames.
Well, the time frame I can give people is the link I just posted is a 4-minute Medium read. So
exactly,
that's a good time frame.
Yeah, take 4 minutes after the podcast right now and take
4
a look
minutes
at the
and
Medium
20
article.
seconds to grasp everything.
4 minutes is all you need to know.
4 minutes and 20 seconds exactly to follow.
Really?
Clap. I think that's what they call it on Medium, right? You clap for things, you don't like them.
Yeah.
So take time to clap and follow their Medium article and read. And yeah, check out Canvas NFTs. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you're a collector, how would you kind of utilize this service? And as an artist, what gears are you turning right now as an artist looking at this, gamified marketplace potential on Binance Smart Chain known as Canvas NFT? I guess I'll let everybody get going here, man. Check out the links in the chat. I got the title of the Twitter account is in the title of the video. And as always, have a day.
Have a day. Love you.
Right, thank you for having us.
Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Ken Bozak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Ken Bozak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Ken bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get some Ken Bozak.